What's up, my fellow Ojamans? So, CryptJ1958 here. Notice we got a new logo. It was done by a friend of mine, Stephen Holder. He does have a YouTube channel as well as a DeviantArt channel or account. Go ahead and check him out. The links for those will be in the description. He is really good. He does a lot of drawings and stuff. So definitely support him. Um, we're gonna jump into this deck profile. This is what I've been using for the last probably about a month now. I've been toying around with ratios and different things. This is a for hire orcust variant. So I'm just going to kind of go through the deck profile, what I'm using, why I'm using it, and kind of how it works in a nutshell. Let's get into the monsters real quick. So we're going to start out with the for hire part. So I'm maxing out on beat, because beat is the main starter. So as long as I have beat and another for hire, I have 3 monsters on field, turn 1. And then we're using the new one, Philo. He special summons from the graveyard. So if he's on the field and another for hire special summon, he special summons a for hire from the graveyard. And then when that monster comes back from the graveyard, it comes back in defense position. But when that monster leaves the field, it goes to the bottom of the deck. So with certain plays, like when I'm going second, because of him, I can actually go into full go, Boral Sword, and have Raphael on the field going second. So that's my OTK right there, just because of his effect. And then we're going to go with 2 Seal, which adds a card from the graveyard to the hand. So not quite as good as Philo, but still pretty good. Then 2 Bravo, just to give an attack boost if we need it, and have another for hire name. 2 Dampa, pops face ups. 2 Recon to pop face downs. Running 1 Helmer, because you discard a for hire and then draw a card. And I hardly ever use his effect, but he's mostly there just to have another name. And then we're running 1 Raphael, 1 Wiz, so stops monster effects, stops spells and traps, and that rounds up our for hire side. And then I'm running 3 Ash, just to have some hand traps here. 1 Boots and 1 Cloak for the Bardiche plays. 2 Orcust Nightmare, 2 Harp Horror, 1 Skeleton. With the for hire engine being so big, it's kind of hard to max out on some of these. You very rarely open with 2 of the same card, and it doesn't matter which one you open with, because we have discard fodder for Mermaid, so that just kind of furthers the plays. I was running 1 Harp Horror, and I decided that wasn't quite enough. I tried 3, and it kind of stopped a lot of the for hire sides. So 2 is kind of the sweet spot. And that actually rounds up the monsters. A very small for Orcust engine, like most Orcust variant spells. We have the 1 Battle. Then this next engine is just so we don't need to use our normal summon to go into Mermaid. So we're in 3 Engage, 1 Hornet Drones. So basically you open up with Engage, get Hornet Drones, go into Kagari, get Hornet Drones back, get another Hornet Drones, and there's your 2 monsters to go into one of the nightmares. And then 3 Called by the Grave, because we want to make sure our combos go through. And that rounds up the spells. So for the traps, run in 1 Crescendo, 2 Fogblade, and 3 Impermanents. I only run 1 Crescendo because if I go first, I'm usually searching Babel off of Galatea, and that makes it so I can disrupt their plays with Dingirsu instead of stopping 1 card and banishing it. Usually I'll get crescendo on their turn, so I can stop them, and then if they try to do something, if I can't OTK them or whatever, or yeah, if I can't OTK them, then I have that extra little protection for their next turn. But normally I'm getting Babel, so I only run one. It's really nice if you hard draw one of them, because then you just search for the other. That's usually what I do, unless I know I'm going up against kind of a really combo heavy deck, something like Salmon Grades. Then I'll get Crescendo first, because then, you know, they play their first card and try to activate the effect, whether it be, you know, Lady Debug or you know, Foxy or whatever. I just play it, banish it, and their combo stops. So that rounds up the deck. Let's jump into the extra deck here, and then I'll kind of go over the strategy with you here at the end of the video. I'm running 2 Mermaid, just in case one gets stopped. That's kind of the main combo that you're going to go into. You get the 2 monsters on field, go into one of the other nightmares, go into her, and if she gets stopped, it kind of sucks. But based on the ban list the OCG just got, this deck might not be lasting a whole lot longer, but I'm still going to play it while I have it. So Mermaid gets you the Orcust Nightmare straight from the deck, which automatically gets you Galatea. I'm running 1 Kagari for the Sky Striker plays. Then Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn. Phoenix and Cerberus, just so I have the 2 monsters to go into Mermaid, and then Unicorn for those problematic monsters. Then the Boro Brothers, Boro Sword, Boro Load. Pretty much OTK, getting over a hard monster. And then 2 Galatea and 1 Longirsu. Galatea is your main combo. Longirsu you can go into to kind of mess with your opponent, because it lets you shuffle back 2 of your banished machines and bounce back a link monster your opponent controls, which is nice. Again, that can kind of screw up some decks, but I don't go into him very often. And then Bardiation and Fulgo. He's one of your main combos. If I go more for higher side, I'm going into him just so I can get the extra draws. And then the last 2 are 2 Dingirsu. You don't need to max out at 3. I mean, you could, but I very rarely go into or am in a situation where I would want a 3rd one. Usually I can end my 2nd turn with 1 that I brought back on my opponent's turn because of Babel, and 1 that I summon on my turn. And usually I can OTK them there. And that rounds up the extra deck. I do have a side deck, and I'll show you that. This is more tailored towards kind of the meta at my locals, because we do have a lot of Orcust variants running around, as well as a lot of Salmon Grades. So I'm running 2 of the Sphere Mode, 3 Pankratops, 3 Drolls. I put those in for the danger variants mostly, but I don't see those a lot, and if I do see a danger variant, it's usually a very small danger engine, so I'll probably switch those out for evenlies for when I'm forced to go second. and then 3 Twin Twister, 1 Imperial Order, because there are some pendulums running around, and it can stop mirror matches because they won't have their babble, and then 3 Red Reboot, just to stop Altergeist or even the mirror match. They try to Fog Blade something, you drop Red Reboot, they can't stop your plays with their Fog Blades or Impermanence or anything like that. And that's my side deck. So I'm going to kind of explain kind of the plays that, or the way that the deck works. So if you open up with the Engage, then you're going to get the Hornet Drones into Kagari, Kagari into the second Hornet Drones, and you're going to end with a board that looks like this after that combo. So you're going to have Mermaid and your Nightmare. If you have not used your normal summon, that's when you normal summon your For Hires, because once you keep going into your orcust plays, you're going to be locked into the Dark attribute. So normally, what I would do is if I had Beat, I would summon my Beat, and then summon my other monster, whatever it may be. Say it's a Helmer. I would usually search Raphael, so add him to hand, and if I had a third monster, then I would summon him over here, and then Raphael over here. Raphael's effect would let me reveal the top 4, add 1 to hand, and then I would or the top 3, sorry, and then I would use Beat and these 2 to go into full go under the Mermaid, which would then let me special summon another For Hire, giving me 3 on field, so I can draw 3 if I destroy a monster. So let's see, kind of show you what it looks like. So we have this, and with that, I would actually bring out Wiz. So then we go into our normal orcust plays. So we go into Galatea, bring out, go into Bardiche, get our Galatea back, and then end with at least the 2 Fog Blades down. So now we have Spell Negation, Monster Negation, Disruptions, Draw Power, and then we probably have Babel, so we can bring back Dingirsu, set it here, so we have more Disruptions. And then once we pop a card with this, triggers full go, we draw more, we'll probably draw into more For Hires. So these guys are still live, because we need to discard to activate their effect. So it works pretty well. You're not going to get this full combo every time, just because you're not going to be drawing 3 For Hires every time, but best case scenario, that's kind of what you're looking at. Either way, you're going to want to wait until you have Mermaid and Orcust Nightmare on the field, and then do your normal summon of your For Hire if possible. If not, then you're going to use the For Hire to get 2 monsters on the field, and then go into your Mermaid play that way. That's kind of how the deck runs. It's a lot of fun. The OCG ban list, if we get a similar ban list, we're probably not going to have Mermaid, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to figure out how to make this still work the same way, or at all, really. Just kind of have to wait and see. yeah, we'll see if we can figure this out. If not, then, you know, maybe we'll get lucky and mermaid will just get limited to one, and then I can just switch out the one mermaid for something else. Yeah, that's the deck. That's my side deck. Let me know what you guys think, and remember to like, subscribe. Let's keep sharing these videos. I want to keep growing the channel, and then don't forget to check out Steven's DeviantArt and his YouTube. Show him some love for making that new logo. President Ojama is freaking amazing. But yeah, thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.